Hey guys, what's going on everybody? So I'm working on, as I mentioned a few days ago, collecting the badges for the dungeons. This is fun for me. Hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. But I just finished up what may be the more difficult one, which is the Ice in Your Veins for Ice Golem. Now the reason why this is so difficult is because the Ice Golem can't just be blown up. And if you do try that, you're just going to get slammed. So you need a way to actually prevent the slam from wrecking your entire team and giving you a defeat. So I got a team that actually worked that I had to get a little creative with. I want to show you all. Now, I may not be successful this first run, and if I'm not, that's okay. I'll just show you the video that I recorded because this does have a lot of RNG to it. We have Artak with Brimstone, no miracle heal or emergency heal, nothing like that. So he's not going to be very safe. A lot of RNG, a lot of potential things that can mess up, but I have Krisk in this team for the shield buffs on each round. But if you have a champion in a shield set, well, you'll have those buffs anyways. You don't need Krisk for that. I also have him for the ally protection. If you have a champion like Mithrala for strengthen, well, there we go. We just get completely flattened there. Let's try it again. But if you have a champion like Mithrala for the strengthen, maybe even Lydia, but she places her debuffs on the waves plus her buffs, so you probably won't have a reset when you actually get to the boss. So you need a champion ideally with two defensive type buffs they could place. Oh my goodness. And you can't do a video while doing this or else your newt is going to attack the wrong minion. So let's try this one more time. You guys leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, all that kind of good stuff. I'm going to try to remember to actually click the boss this time. This team is not one you should run all the time. It shouldn't require much energy to actually get it to work if you build it correctly, but you do have to pay attention and you have to actually click the boss once you get there. If not, newt will go target somebody weird. So we have the Brimstone on the boss, which is fantastic, and he kills my Artak again. I knew I was going to have to record this video for a reason, so here we go. Let's watch the replay. So I was changing up some of the presets in the battles before getting started, and then we enter this fight in just a moment. I was re-gearing some champions. We switch over from emergency heal to Brimstone. I'm like, forget this. I was getting it 36 turns back to back to back. I'm like, forget this. I need to finish it in one try, basically. So we read the clan chat, figure out what's going on there, and then let's see what happens once we get to the actual boss. So Krisk is doing his great job of placing the provoke, which is kind of irrelevant, and really just getting any extra buffs I can, plus his shield, so Seer can nuke down the waves. Newt does his A3. I actually clicked him correctly there. We get the slam coming in, and Artak really isn't phased that time. Somehow he's surviving that fine, but when I do it live on the video, he just dies. I don't know what the deal is there. Kind of a weird situation, but the presets are exactly the same. His HP looks great. If I showed you this, you'd be like, yeah, this is a consistent run. But the other 3 runs show that it's not so much the case. So we finish this in 30 seconds. Oh, sorry, 31 turns, 46 seconds, picking up the badge for Ice Golem, stage 10 hard, in under 35 turns. Let's try this one more time. I'm not sure why it's not working, honestly, because I literally changed nothing from that run to this run, and for some reason, it's just failing. So maybe no decreased attack was placed on the boss? Actually, I have no clue. Let's see. So, okay, no decreased attack was up anyways to begin with. So let's see if Artak actually survives. Okay, this is looking good. So we don't have Brimstone, but we do have pretty high HP levels. Maybe the boss crit me 2 times in a row or something. Honestly, I have no clue what's going on. This should be very close to the 35 turns. We have Brimstone on the boss, which could be great or it could be horrible. If the boss gets another slam, well, I'm going to be in a bad spot. 28 turns, 29. There we go. Swipe, Brimstone, burn. There we go. We're good again. So 32 turns, 47 seconds. This is the team that I would recommend doing if you're looking to finish the badge. You don't have to use Krisk. If you have a champion who has ally protection, don't in a shield set, then you're going to be okay, as long as your Seer is built to be very strong. Now, if you're somebody watching this saying, I don't have Seer, what can I do? If you finish the Thor fusion, you basically have what Seer does. Thor, built correctly, can wipe out these waves by himself. You don't even need a Kymar for that. I'm going to build a team, as soon as I get Thor on the live servers, that has Thor in most every dungeon content, and you guys are going to absolutely love it. Now, you may need a 5-star blessing for that, so I do recommend going for that if you have the resources to do so. But for this team right here, let me show you all the stats. Pay attention to the stats, as well as the presets. I'll go in the actual champion gear section and show you the stats, or the gear from there in just a moment. But Artak, We have Prince Kaimar. We have Newt. Newt is very important here, though you could maybe use Marius. The issue with Marius is that he is going to do an AoE max HP hits, so it may actually kill these side minions who you're using for HP burn damage. Now, maybe you could use Ninja in place of Newt. I kind of doubt it, honestly, because you need that big chunk taken out from Newt. There's probably other champions you could use. Maybe an Acrisia would probably be fine, especially with her A1 ability. But these are all the presets. Krisk can definitely be replaced. Seer can be replaced. Artak could probably be Ninja and be fine. Sulfurion, be a very, very solid champion throw in here as well. But when we look at the actual gear of these champions, there's nothing really that crazy. I did make sure that Artak was slower than Seer, because you really want to make sure you're using as few turns as possible. Have your shield set, have your Seer nuke basically right after Kaimar goes, so that next wave Kaimar can reset, Seer can nuke very quickly. You really don't want any champion taking turns, because as you could see, I did it in 32 turns. 35 is the cap. So here's Artak. We have the Defiant plus Regen set. Defiant not needed. Regen set very helpful. Here's his masteries. I'm going to switch him back over to Emergency Heal. He has a Blood Shield ring on. If you don't have a Blood Shield ring, just go Miracle Heal. That's no problem whatsoever. But I want to also show you all my consistent team. So that team was a speed team. This next one's going to be a consistent one. Krisk, missing some gear. Put him in some better gear. It's going to be even safer. And then we have Newt, who is in these masteries. He's used in my Fire Knight team as well. Plus, well, it used to be Hydra, but some Sand Devil and maybe Shogun also. So I use him in several areas. Prince Kaimar, pretty fast. We have Seer in Slayer plus Zeal is the best, but she is in Slayer plus Merciless, it looks like. So not as good as she could be, but she's still looking pretty good, right? She has 6-star Crushing Rend. Very, very good champion. Now, if you want to make this a speed team, and you're not so worried about doing it in the 35 turns, what we're going to do is we're going to drop Newt, we're going to drop Krisk. What we're going to do instead is we're going to throw in my other Kaimar wherever this dude is at. So Kaimar, and then I'm going to go Ghostborn. So now it's going to be Kaimar, don't use. We're going to have it number 1 priority there. We're going to have him open and then number 1 priority on his A2, so activations. We're going to go 1, 1, and then Seer is good. Now, with this Artak build, we're probably going to want to get more HP, not so much defense. They're going to ignore my defense anyways on the big slam. That's really the main thing I'm worried about. But we're going to want to have more resistance, because when they ignore my defense, when they place ignore defense or heal reduction, it could be a bad situation. So Kaimar, I hope he reset. I'm not really sure if he did or not. I may have to recheck that. But my Seer should have died as well. I'll do another run after this one to see it in a little bit more of like the actual speed it should be. But this is going to be a relatively fast run as well. They're both going to be under a minute. One is just 31, 32 turns, whereas the other one is more like 40, 45 turns, somewhere around there. I think like 45 is the average I was getting, if the presets are done correctly. If they're not done correctly, well, that's a little bit of a different story. Let's see, so we're finishing out at 45 right now, a minute. I don't want it to be a minute. I want it to be less than a minute, which this team, if you can call it that, is very solid. Unfortunately, when the side minions die, Artak slows down quite a bit. Now, with the Kaimars, let me make sure that everything was correct there. So this Kaimar is, okay, that's good. This one does 1. Okay, yeah, so we open with the HP burn, and then the Kaimar, the Kaimar resets, which really isn't that good, honestly. So it honestly does nothing. So what I need to do instead is just throw my Ninja back in there, to be honest. That does nothing for me at all. I think it's that Kaimar, right? My slow Kaimar. I'm not for sure why he's the one with the blessing, but he sure is. So we don't need Ninja doing anything on the waves. And then my Ninja actually needs a piece of gear, I think, thrown back on him. Make sure he's good with accuracy. And then the speed is good as well. Okay, so he's okay. He's fine. He's fine the way he is. Throw this going on. I can actually I'm going to put Seer in the lead in the future. Right now, for the sake of this video, I'm going to leave her where she's at. But getting a little bit of extra accuracy will be helpful. But with Ghostborn plus her, I have no issues clearing the waves. No, don't have to click the bosses, nothing like that. Ninja plus Artak, both in regeneration, with Immortal and pretty good resistance and accuracy. Should be a pretty fast runtime, honestly. Maybe even faster than the other one. If we can get back around to our stuff pretty quickly. You don't have to use Ninja, though. You could use, literally, you could use anybody. You could even drop the Ninja for some food. It's going to be okay. Artak is the main champion here that I care about, because his AoE HP burn activation. Honestly, Ninja may even kill his side minions too fast. Who knows? Because if the side minions die, like I said, that's not a good situation to be in. But if the side minions die, now Ninja can activate the burn just on the boss and kill him a little bit quicker. So 53 seconds. Much more turns, though. 20 more turns with Ninja versus the other team. But this one's fast, consistent, and safe, which is 100% what I like. Now, with that said, I need to get Seer in the lead spot just so I have more resistance, that is. So we'll put Seer in the lead, Artak back there. Seer just 1, and then Artak. Still gonna need more resistance, basically, but we'll have him number 1 priority on the A2, number 2 on the A3, and then open there, and we're looking good. So that's the team that I'm gonna be using, guys. Best of luck if you try to use this team and make it work for you as well. Next up, I'm gonna be doing probably a video on Spider, maybe Dragon. Dragon's very simple, honestly. It was actually this is the team. A little bit of a spoiler, but this was the team that I used. My Nishak may not be built completely right now. Let me see, actually. I need two more pieces on him, but this is the team that I use. So you can try that out later on, guys. But either way, thank you all very much for watching. I appreciate you all. Best of luck building these teams. Let me know if you have anything interesting that you made for Ice Golem, because I think that's probably the most difficult one, honestly. Fire Knight wasn't horrible. You either have the champs or you don't. With Ice Golem, you got to be creative, because 35 turns comes fast when you're relying on HP burns activating. Now, if you have Sulfurion or Gizmak or champs like that, maybe it's not so bad. But with these champions, a little more difficult. So I'm looking for that Spider badge, and then I will have collected them all. And then I'll be basically looking for, let me see, what badge? Probably Awakening Master. I think that's a pretty cool looking one. Because these two, yeah, I'm not getting these two. I do want a red one. I want a red one, and then the Monster Hunter ones to match my Monster Hunter champions. But either way, thank you all very much for watching. Appreciate you guys. Is there a Monster Hunter avatar as well? I don't guess so. I do wish I could get all these. Unfortunately, we can't. Siege avatars are locked, it seems. Was there an Archer avatar? I thought there was, but I guess there is not. Maybe I'm missing it. Either way, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all, and I'll catch you in the next one.